Hello everyone, and welcome to Pathfinder Kingmaker. For those of you wondering, a couple weeks ago I ran a poll on my Twitter and YouTube community tab for what class would you like me to play for a Pathfinder Kingmaker campaign, and pretty unanimously, with over 3,000 votes across the entire campaign here, we got a sorcerer slash wizard build. And so we're going to be doing a caster focused build. For those of you unfamiliar with Pathfinder or Pathfinder Kingmaker, over the course of the last 5 years, I have been running a Pathfinder campaign and a series of different adventures with many of my colleagues and friends. So Gudia Serenade, Imogak, Luna Pharaoh, Chaotic 7, all of these, all of my good friends who have been very interested in D&D and Pathfinder and various other tabletop games. We have been running these campaigns since about 2015. Now, Pathfinder Kingmaker was a CRPG. Pathfinder Kingmaker was a adventure path for Pathfinder that was released back in, I believe, around 2010. It was a long time ago, and it was received pretty well. And it basically allows you as adventurers to claim a bit of land as your own and build up a kingdom and eventually have a lot of not just going out and adventuring, but also have that political intrigue, that army management, the running a kingdom, as the name implies. So what happened in 2018 was that Owlcat Games went and created a CRPG based on that adventure path. And so we are going to be going through that adventure path here today. For those of you interested, you can pick this up on Steam. I believe it's about $40 for the game itself. And it comes with the main story of I believe all 6 Adventure Path books, with some variation for the game itself. And then it comes also with Varnhold's Lot, which is a smaller, self-contained storyline. And finally, it also comes with Beneath the Stolen Lands, which is more of a rogue-like. If you're familiar with like dungeon crawling, it's a 50-floor Tenebrous Depths dungeon crawl. So you get a lot of bang for your buck, I'd say. So we're just going to jump into the main story here on normal difficulty, as the higher difficulties tend to be a lot more, let's say, requires much more optimization and much less fun. So we're going to go and create our own custom character. However, if you're not familiar with customizing your own character, it does come with a set of preset characters that you can play as. But today we are going to be creating our own new character as it loads. So I have a couple of mods installed on this game. The first of which being a set of a large collection of character portraits for us to use. So first things first, I'm going to choose this one that I have picked out for our campaign and choose next to customize our, not tiefling, our human caster. For those of you familiar with Pathfinder, a lot of these races will seem familiar to you. Human, elf, and really just any sort of tabletop fantasy over the last couple of years. You're going to recognize a lot of these races. So like elf, dwarf, gnome, halfling, half elf, half orc, Aasimar, and tiefling. Those are the starting races that you can choose in Pathfinder Kingmaker. So we're going to, really quick, I'm going to skip ahead and get this character all customized for us. All right, that looks like a pretty good looking guy there. And I'm gonna make his main hand left-handed. He's left-handed, just like me. Boom. So, next up, I have picked out, based on the results of the poll, I have picked out a character class and build for our character to go with. So we're going to be going with the Sylvan Sorcerer. Not pre-made. We're not going to load any pre-made builds. Basically, the Sylvan Sorcerer pretty much locks you in for the Sylvan bloodline, but it also gives you a couple of special abilities here, specific to your bloodline. So, for our animal companion, we're going to choose the Smilodon because this character gets not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 claw attacks. So on a full round attack, the Smilodon gets to attack 5 times in a single round. We're going to be going with the Smilodon. And I also have a one of the more common mods that people go with, the Eldritch Arcana mod. I have set for... It gives us various other things that we would get in the Pathfinder tabletop game, like favored class, for example. And favored classes get bonus skill ranks. So we're going to go with that. Now, time for our ability scores. We get a 25 point buy, which is pretty solid for a campaign like this. As a sorcerer, we need to bump up our dexterity and our charisma. Now, this is a pretty solid spread of our ability score. We don't really need strength, intelligence, or wisdom, so we should be just fine with that. We're going to get use magic device, persuasion, knowledge arcana, and mobility going forward here. And there's reasons for all of this, and it will all become clear soon enough. Now, for those of you familiar with Pathfinder, you get one of the main traits of Pathfinder is its extensive feat progression that you can go with. Every odd level and every certain level, depending on the class that you take, also gives you feats. But you can see up here, as a human, we get a racial bonus feat, and as it is level 1, every odd level we also gain another bonus feat. And since we are a sorcerer, we also get a sorcerer bonus feat. So in total, we get 3 bonus feats total. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with point blank shot, which will give us +1 attack and damage rolls on ranged attacks. We are going to go with spell focus conjuration, so we can have higher DCs on things that we conjure up. And finally, we're going to get spell specialization for grease. Grease is going to be a very useful spell in the early game here, because we can get, since we have spell focus, we can increase its DC. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip our deity selection, and finally our traits. Traits are introduced into the Eldritch Arcana mod. Basically, it allows you to customize your background for your character and get certain benefits for that background. So the first one we're going to get is reactionary. We were bullied often as a child, but never quite developed an offensive response. Instead, we became adept at anticipating sudden attacks and reacting to danger quickly. We gain a +2 trait bonus on our initiative checks. So when combat starts, we will be able to act quicker in the next round. So next up, we are going to get a magic trait, and we are going to let's see. Let's do Gifted Adept. And that will let us pick a spell later on. And then we're going to get a drawback. And from our bullying, we ended up getting a someone along the way branded our flesh with the brand of an evil deity. And so we were cursed by some asshole sometime in our life. So Gifted Adept, we are going to set it at spell level 2 for Glitter Dust. Let's get down here for Glitter Dust. Boom. So, with the Foul Brand drawback on hands, we get a -2 penalty on trickery, but we also get a additional trait to go with. So our ability to alter our spell of choice is greater than expected. So we can choose a spell of 3rd level or below, and whenever we cast it, it will be whenever we add meta magic to it, actually, specifically, it can manifest a lot easier for us. So we're going to set it at, let's do Fireball. Why not? Boom. So whenever we meta magic a Fireball, the effective spell level that we have to cast it at will be at a -1 to the total. Okay, so I know that was a lot to take in, but we're going to go over each one real quick, lightning round. So, point blank shot, +1 attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons up to 30 feet. Spell focus conjuration, +1 to the DC of all of our conjuration spells. Spell specialization, grease. It increases the level effective effects up to, I believe, 2 of caster level. Skip our deity choice. We are not choosing a deity at this time because it does not affect us. Reactionary is our combat trait. We were bullied often as a child, but never quite developed an offensive response. We get a +2 trait bonus on initiative checks. Gifted Adept. Our interest in magic was inspired by witnessing a spell being cast in a particularly dramatic method, perhaps even one that affected us physically or spiritually. This early exposure has made it easier for us to work similar magic on our own. We choose a spell, in this case, Glitter Dust, and it manifests at +1 caster level. Next, Foul Brand. On our hands, we get a +2 penalty on trickery. Meta Magic Master for Fireball. So whenever we cast Fireball with a meta magic feat, the effective spell level will be at -1 of its end result. So I think that's pretty straightforward. I believe, given our picture, our background, and everything. Oh wait. Before we do that, let's get Grease and Mage Armor, because those are both conjuration spells. They will be affected by our feats. And so based on everything that we have gone through, we've basically built our character all the way up to where we want him to be. Based on all of the information that we've added, the backstory, the picture, all of the various choices we've made. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm going to fix that once we get into the game. But based on all of our choices that we've made, based on the location that we're in, which is the Inner Sea region, based on the picture here, I think the only appropriate location, which I will post right now, is our character. Let's name him Wuten. Is from the region of Rahadum, from the capital city of Azir, and he will be eventually lawful neutral, because apparently it's not letting me choose an alignment that isn't neutral, but that's basically building a character. And finally, let's choose our voice here.
I'll take care of it.
So many thoughts. So little.
Let us press on.
You're done for.
Everyone counts on me.
None shall escape!
Probably not that one for a caster.
This will hurt. Calm down. Not.
Let us bide our time.
Our time has come.
I like that one, the pious.
I have no need for this. I shall not falter. Strike as one.
I like it. All right, so I think we're all set.
Together we stand.
Together we stand. I think, given everything we have gone through, I think we're good to go.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
All right. Let's see what they have in store for us.
Where are they? This is taking forever. They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Okay, so already we have a pretty colorful cast of characters. Let's see what we have, what the Aldori have in store for us, rather.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless. Exactly what Restov needs.
Good.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
Along the way, I'm going to go ahead and just highlight over the various bolded texts, because then you can go ahead and pause if you like, or you can just read along if you read quick, and that'll give us a bit more background of what's going on here. Yeah.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands.
Yep.
Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Well, there's a whole team of us. Well, who will exactly receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while.
Okay.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
Well, that's sad. That's a sad way of thinking.
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Leaving the choice up to the adventurers, a very interesting choice. Given the proclivity of adventurers to want things for themselves, that is. So, you're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around or whatever it is you do.
Bold of you to assume I use a sword.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
What is that smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
Ah, so that's what it is. They want us to clear out the bandits in exchange for having a kingdom that they can, I won't say puppet. I won't say puppet. I'm thinking puppet, but I won't say puppet. Anyway, it's clear as day.
You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go, and return in triumph.
Nice. All right. Pretty solid.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
Well, I'm Wuten. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Oh, wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down?
I'm getting some very, very heavy Twilight Sparkle vibes from this character, and I kind of love it.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Well, that's not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats and you write them down.
Deal. All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
Okay. So, welcome to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We have quite the choice in what we do next here. First things first, I'm going to show you the UI here. We have our inventory screen. We are carrying a crossbow, a dagger, and then we have a couple of scrolls to cast things, and then we have a couple of torches. But so we have our set of stats here. We can see what our ability score is. We can see all of the attack and damage and critical modifiers, our AC, our speed, our saving throws, just all the information that we need right here. Now then, a couple of things that I need to go over before we get started here. I am running a set of mods here that I think you guys will need to get familiar with before we get started here. I am running the bag of tricks, cheats, and tools, mostly to do some quality of life stuff. The first thing is on skill checks, we're going to set it to take 10, which means that as long as we're not in a stressful situation, which is pretty much all of our skill checks, and we have a chance to fail, which is pretty much all skill checks, it's going to take 10 on the dice. So it'll be like rolling a 10 on the die. And that's basically just to take an average. Once we create our kingdom, we're going to have a tax collector while we're just out adventuring. And so we can go back and have our build points. And that's one of the choices that you can make when you're doing the actual tabletop Kingmaker. Lockpicking is going to work a bit differently than this game. Typically, you get one chance and that's it. In this case, we're going to set it to unlimited lockpicking attempts. However, any failures will cause weariness per each attempt. And then I'm going to ignore dialogue restrictions so that regardless of our alignment, we can make a dialogue choice, because I feel like the alignment system in this restricts us a bit too much into like making a dialogue choice that wouldn't necessarily be one that we would make as a character. Prevent alignment changes. This is mostly to keep things consistent. When once again, the alignment system in this game is very it's a fickle mistress, as I would say, and all choices are not created equal. You don't get nearly as many choices for one alignment as you would for another alignment. Lawful good falls into this quite a bit, so we're going to prevent alignment changes, which, now that I think about it, I'm going to disable that real quick and see if this is actually what's causing the alignment to force itself to be neutral. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go back to favorite functions and lock that. So now we are lawful neutral, like we were planning on doing. And this will, and the last thing here is we make summons controllable. So whenever we summon a creature to aid us in combat, which we will be as a Sylvan sorcerer, it will allow us to control its movement and attacks. So it'll make it a little bit more close to the normal Pathfinder. So those are the bag of tricks that we're going to be using as a quality of life thing. Visual adjustments, that's just a UI, not a UI, a character modifying choice. We can change his outfit and etc. UI extensions, that just increases the choice that we have in terms of like UI customization. We can modify it. Turn-based combat is the one that we're going to be running into the most. Turn-based combat typically in Pathfinder is based on initiative and turn-based combat. In this game, they decided to, instead of doing a turn-based combat system, do a real-time combat system. And this mod just changes that to be back to the original Pathfinder stuff. Skip intro and faster menu book zoom, that just, that you're not going to be seeing any of that. That's just for the intro screen when you're loading in. Respecialization is something that's going to be coming into play a little bit later. I'm going to get a couple of 1,000 gold and run respecialization on our characters on our companion characters rather, that will allow us to customize them in a way that will make them not nearly as shit as they are in the base game. I have a couple of ideas in mind for character builds, and so we're going to be getting into that. Hair Unlocker, that just lets us add more customization to the character. Eldritch Arcana, I believe I mentioned this briefly. Eldritch Arcana adds traits, favored class bonuses, extra spells, and a couple of extra feats to the game based on how magic in the original Pathfinder game works. Craft magic items. In our downtime, we can set this up to craft magic items with the caveat that we have the feats required for it. So things like craft wondrous items, craft magic arms and armor, craft rods, craft staves, craft wands, etc., etc., etc. That is the feat. That is the system that allows us to craft various items. And I believe that is a walkthrough of all of the mods that we will be using in this campaign that you guys will see. So, I think, like he is doing, I think it's time we just head to sleep. So we have a couple of adventurers here. We can actually, before we go to sleep, I'm going to go ahead and go over here and talk to Amiri real quick. Oh. Can't wait to set out. Tomorrow, a glorious journey begins. Are you ready? I hope so. I don't need layabouts on my team. And Jathal. What game is Jamandi playing? I'm not used to feeling like a pawn. And then adventurers, our own barony. None of that's a prize worth fighting for. Looks like they pretty much all say the same thing here. Just simple bandits, we'll deal with them in no time. This expedition is surely doomed. Okay, so looks like everyone's going this way. Oh, Kayasi. Northern architecture is very beautiful, but very heavy. In my native land of Kadira, what was it? Palaces are furnished quite differently. Oh, down here we have a log that we can look at to read past events, dialogue, etc., etc. So, let's just see what happens tonight. We're just going to our room and falling asleep. We sleep. Oh.
Help! Help!
What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Okay, 0 to 100 real fucking quick, I'd say. Oh, okay. Well, that certainly convinced me. Oh, you're not going anywhere. So, this is the turn-based combat mod. Now, we have our various spells and things here. I'm gonna go ahead and daze this guy. Boom. That just makes it to where he can't act on his next turn, which will allow us to end our turn, and Smilodon can go in there and do a bite. Yeah. So, end his turn, and the daze went away. I'm going to daze him once more. This is gonna be pretty straightforward here. Bite, claw. This guy gets 5 attacks in a full round attack. I fucking love it. So we're going to go over here and loot this guy, and we're going to open the door and enter the hallway. This says they're over here. Well, just hold off a little bit. Hold off for a little while. Let me loot this place of all the various bodies and whatnot. So it's pretty straightforward. If you've played something like Divinity Original Sin, it's very, very similar to that. So we will see what Lindsay's going on about. They got someone we have to help. Oh no, it's a little gnome. Look, they're running, get them. And what shall I do with this one? We'll finish him later. He won't get away. Oh, Lindsay does her thing. Gonna bite him. Yep. Stab, stab. And I am going to daze. Lindsay, shoot. And Smilodon, swipe.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
Okay.
Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
Interesting. Well, let's loot those bodies for the daggers they've got. And, well, Tartuccio's present. +1 bonus to armor class. Interesting. Just a +1 to our AC. Okay. So equipment, that. Scroll, and light crossbow. Okay. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to take these off of him because I can put them to use better than he can. Anyway, let's move on. What's this? We're going to loot. I see. Assassins. I'm going to stealth. Now. I'm going to have him cast Grease.
Stand with me.
Oh. No, not Grease. Daze. And get the fuck out of there. Tartuccio. Okay. Get him out of stealth. Smilodon can charge this guy. All right. And Lindsay. Which one's going to attack first? I'm going to 5-foot step. And daze this one. All right. So he's dazed, and now it's my turn. Who's going to attack next? It's going to be that guy. Okay. So I'm going to daze him. All right. Tartuccio. Let's have you go and attack this guy since he's dazed. All right. Smilodon. Full round attack. 5-foot step. Swipe, 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 swipe. Okay. Could have been better. Just get him in place there. Lindsay, the assassin bowman. Let's daze him. Just keep him dazed. You don't need to worry about him. Boom. Yeah, just keep him dazed. Let the Smilodon take care of him. And Tartuccio. Nice. And Smilodon. Fight. Awesome. Okay, I think we're... Let's just grab all those. All right, let's go. Let's check these rooms. Maybe we can get some items off of these adventurers. Off of the dead adventurers. Off of the dead corpses. Yeah. Let's get all of them. Okay. Maybe over here? Ooh, it's like a cooking area here. Let's see what's going on. Let's get all that. Get all that. Boom. Let's see. Open the door. Oh. Oh, hey, it's the barbarian lady.
It's the end for you rats!
Okay. Okay.
We shall overcome.
Let's just fire at that. And then go over here. Seem to be focused on her, so...
serves you right.
Nice. And Smilodon, go over there. Bite. Tartusio. Shoot. And go in. All right. I'm going to jolt him. Zap. All right.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down. Blood for Gorum!
Okay. Yeah. He's a god of battle who's above all other pursuits. She likes fighting, yes.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Interesting. Okay. So we have two followers of Gorum and Calistria. There they are, the assassins. This is your last chance. Drop your weapons and we'll spare your lives. So generous, I'm afraid I can't offer you the same courtesy. Hey, you ugly mug, get them! What in hell's name is that? Oh, he just fucking stepped on one of his own guys. Oh. Hey guys, that was Cone of Cold. Nani? We're only level 1. We're not supposed to be dealing with fucking like 6 level spells. Okay. Well, let's see what this guy dropped. Let's see what this guy had. Yeah, let's get all that. Okay. All right, so this is skill check. Remember what I said before. Skill checks, they will be at a... We're going to take 10 on them, so...
I have managed.
Oh. Taking 10 and immediately going into initiative. All right. So first things first, I'm going to daze the bowman. And my Smilodon is going to go over here and bite the bowman. And then Lindsay is going to daze the other guy. Or not. Tartusio is going to daze the other guy. Successfully. And then I'm going to daze the archer. Damn it. I'm going to Smilodon kill the archer. Come on, yeah. There we go. 5, 4. Fucking love the Smilodon. It's so fucking busted. I love it. 5 attacks. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. An armory. I'm sure Jamandi wouldn't mind if we borrowed some weapons. Let's find out what's in here. Yeah, let's just... Oh. Key. Tower shield. That. Armor and weapons and whatnot. Let's get them. Boom. What's this?
What have we here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Stealing from a sword lord in her own mansion, she'll have our heads.
How would she know it was us and not the assassins? Unless someone planned on telling her.
Don't drag me into this. You do what you want, but I'm not taking a single coin.
Okay, we won't. Though it is tempting.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living,
well, all
but
right
they're
then.
harmless to me.
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see what's going on here. Once again. Ooh. Okay, so whenever this happens, this is a trap, and we will need to disable it with trickery. So let's loot that and have our resident little... What is she? Is she a...
Just letting the ink dry.
Is she? Is she a... What is she? I'm genuinely curious. Ah, halfling. Okay, so she is a halfling. So we're gonna have our little halfling go over here and pick the lock.
Anything else?
Have her pick the lock again.
Applause, please. I see something.
And have her pick the lock once again. Since we're not in a stressful time. Boom.
Applause, please.
No applause for you. You should be expected. You're expected to be able to do that shit. Okay. So what's going on here? Let's see what this guy has. Ooh, spells. Ooh, assassins. What are you dallying for? Jumandi's cash has to be here somewhere. Ooh. Someone's coming.
We will prevail.
Wuten. I'm going to daze that assassin. No, I'm not. Let Jathal, you go ahead and you deal with that assassin. Oh, she's a inquisitor. She's got judgments and shit. I think Luna would enjoy that character. Send my Smilodon over there to bite that boy. Lindsay, shoot. Nice. Nicely done. And then get her in there. And Tartuccio is going to go in here and shoot. And scoot. And he's going to miss that. And I suppose we'll just... I'm just going to daze that guy again. Successfully this time. Jathal, go in there with your scythe.
Unworthy.
And also, nice. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Ooh, okay. Let's get those. Let's get that. Ooh, okay. So, looks like we have a puzzle here. So I'm gonna send Jathal over here. Okay, let's see what we have to do here. Okay. Maybe they have to go down. Okay, what about that one? Okay. Okay. I think I've got this. What about that one? Okay. There we are. Excellent. Let's get all these guys in here. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, a lot of things. Okay.
You cannot stand against me.
Ooze. Ooze. No. Jeez. Okay, so we can't do it there. Let's fire that and get out of there. Smilodon, go over, charge. No? Okay, go over and bite. We have an ooze. Let's go over here and swipe with the scythe. Tartuccio. Okay. Let's do cold. Ray of Frost. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Well, let's loot the place. Boo, boo, boo. And boo. All right. Place is looted. Well, let's get out of here. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody walk the dinosaur. Let's daze that boy. Nice. 5-foot step. And then... Oh. Okay. We'll get her over there. Jthol. Let's move that over there just so I don't fuck it up. Well, let's get her out here. All right. Ooh. 4 damage. Okay. Smilodon. Bite. Oh, okay. Tartuccio. Shoot.
Just die already!
All right. Awesome. All right, top of the initiative order. Well, first things first, I want to get over here and daze this bowman. Excellent. Now he's dazed. Lindsay, I want you to daze this assassin. That way they won't act before the Smilodon gets the chance to hit. I'm going to have her charge in. Attack that bowman. Smilodon. Kill. All right. Tartuccio. Let's shoot. All right. Keep moving. Ooh. A kineticist. Interesting. Okay. Awesome.
Ah, everything is so much fun with a little fire. What a night, huh? I thought I was all alone. It's good you're here. A bit boring, chasing fool assassins without anyone watching the show.
It's not fun at all. Many people have died for nothing.
Knowledge world check passed. A Kelishite.
Of course. I'm from Qadira. But tales of hot deserts and shady oases can wait until the fighting's finished. But if you'd like to share a dinner and pleasant conversation, just say the word. I like making new friends.
So, Qadira is from the Padishah Empire of Kalesh. That's a bit of a mouthful, but basically, they're in the Inner Sea Kingdoms. I'll post up a map here. We are from Rahadum, and she's from Qadira. Now, one is on the western side, and one is on the eastern side, and very, very far south of where we are here. So, very interesting. There are assassins on the prowl. We have to go.
I don't know where you're heading, but I'll be at the entrance to the main hall. I think I saw some guards there. Join me there, if you wish.
All right, awesome. So we have kineticists.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion.
So Grotus. Yeah, he's the god of the end times. Basically, he's a fucking nihilist or some shit. Anyway. Well, aren't you acting a bit premature? Look at yourself. You've barely got a scratch.
That's impossible. Oh, it seems you might be right. It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Arim is at your service.
Arim, at your service. Interesting, okay. Is he... What is he? Oh, he's a cleric. Okay. So, our current roster is Sylvan Sorcerer, Bard, Sorcerer, Inquisitor, and Cleric. Now then, let's go and see what we have to deal with here.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
What's going on here?
Someone opened the gate, let in a group of assassins in the middle of the night. Now they've set the mansion on fire to cut off access to the hall. They don't want Lady Jamandi to get reinforcements. We cleared the passage so you can get through. Just try to avoid inhaling the smoke. We'll be right behind you. We just need to put out the fire first to save the mansion.
Considering Lady Jamandi's fame, I'm not surprised that a whole pack of assassins were unleashed on her, including a giant. But what's at stake? What could anyone hope to gain?
Well, we need to... Time is of the essence. I'll go immediately.
Fire doesn't frighten me, thanks to hell's blood running in my veins. I'll go ahead and wait for you on the other side. Catch up!
May Abadar keep you safe.
Awesome. All right, let's do this. And so our adventure started, earlier and much more tragic than we'd expected. The whole team who'd gathered in the hall yesterday had been reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Wuten, and not at all by that scoundrel Tartusio, no matter what he might have imagined of himself. Jamandi Aldori was waiting for us, but to get to her, we'd have to march through fire, literally. As we approached the burning building, Okay, so let's go ahead and drench ourselves with buckets of water to help survive the fire here. Prudence is the key to victory. Before moving through the fire, we thoroughly wet our clothes and hair. After that, we covered our nose and mouths before we rushed inside. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time. After entering the building and taking just a few steps forward, the wall behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible cracking sound, blocking the way back. While we may not have planned on going back, if we'd come in a little later, the flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Regardless, we were left with only one way to go. Continue. The hot air burned our lungs, and our eyes watered from the smoke, but Wuten led us stubbornly through the flames, while Tartusio did nothing useful at all. We made it to the hallway leading to the banquet hall, when we heard someone calling out for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I'd chatted with a bit in the banquet hall. But even then, in this calm setting, I'd been stunned by her beauty. But now, amid the smoke and flame, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity menacing but beautiful and merciful, descending from the higher spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burned, barely living guard in her arms. "There are two more," she shouted as she passed by us. "They are wounded. Help me pull them out." Tartusio grumbled something about how Jamandi was waiting for us. Meanwhile, Wuten... No, we're lawful neutral, but yeah, let's go ahead and rush to save the guards from the fire. Saving the poor fellows didn't take long. Together, we lifted them up and carried them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her face. "Thank you, that was truly noble of you," she said. "And now let's rush to Lady Aldori's aid." Ensuring the guards we'd rescued were relatively safe, we'd made our way to the hall where the battle was already in full swing. Yeah, I thought I was goner. I even got my... If I ever get my hands on that arsonist... Thank you, Valerie, I owe you my life. Okay, so first things first, let's look at our characters. So, we are dealing with Sylvan Sorcerer, Animal Companion, Bard, Sorcerer, Inquisitor, Cleric, and Fighter, a Tower Shield Specialist. So, she uses a Tower Shield and is quite defense-oriented. We're about to change that later on once we get some money, because, yeah. Anyway, so first things first, before we go in, let's go ahead and set up our formation. Now, we do want to have our frontliners in front, per se. So frontliners, melee guys, rather. Right now, we can just set them like that. And then our back line will be our casters. Boom. There we are. Now that everyone is in their formation, let's go save Jamandi Aldori. Say your prayers, scum. All right. Let's do this. Let's go this way, actually, before we do. Okay. Let's all jump right in. So, first things first, I'm going to cast Grease right here. And have them all fall over. This is why we got spell specialization and whatnot, because now, like, half their team has now fallen over. I'm gonna go over here. Rift Channeler. Okay. Assassin Leader. Jathal. We're just gonna start clearing guys out. Valerie. She can't get over there quite yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and demoralize the assassin leader. Intimidate check failed. Okay. That's fine. Let's Bard and go forward. That way we can get everyone in our Inspire. Tartuccio. Gonna have him move over here. My game plan is to get Tartuccio to go around the side and cast Burning Hands. But for now, we're going to Magic Missile. Boom. Smilodon. Let's have him charge in and bite. Excellent. Oh shit. I'm actually at 0 hit points. Luckily, I can channel positive energy. And then, unfortunately, it did heal some of the damage that the assassin took, but later on, yeah, it's water damage. And mage armor on ourselves. That one. Jathal. Let's kill that assassin. There we are. Valerie, let's kill this Rift Channeler. Let's daze the assassin leader. Damn it. Tartuccio, let's go over here. And Burning Hands, everyone. Boom. Okay. Smilodon. Bite. Claw. Claw. Okay. Let's move that over. And bless. Let's bless everyone. Have him go over here. Wuten is going to... Oh, they're actually all down. Perfect. Let's go ahead and just kill that assassin bowman, if we can. The rift channelers don't seem to be doing anything except for maintaining the rift. But what we can do... Melee touch attack, 1d6 points per round. Let's see. I'm gonna do judgment healing and...
Wretched things.
Well. Okay. My grease is too powerful. I'm too greasy. Boom. I am much too greasy. Alright, now I can Burning Hands these guys. Excellent. Harem. Harim. Arim. Arim. Boom. I'm gonna go over here. Amiri, kill him. Come on. Let's intimidate that guy. He is now shaken. Let's go ahead and start shooting his mirror images. And once again, Burning Hands. Excellent. I'm gonna stick him right over there, so that in it, whenever they stand up, he's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity. Nice. Boom.
Your life ebbs low.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and daze the assassin leader. Perfect. Now he won't be able to fight back. This is going to be hilarious. This joke is going to be hilarious, guys. Let's magic missile this assassin leader. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Smilodon with the clutch. Okay. Let's get him out of there. Let's kill that rift channeler. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh shit, Hydra. Kill it. Jamandi.
Onwards! Stay behind me!
Shoot. Nice. Okay, so first things first. Let's disable that area of effect spell. Let's collect all. Let's loot. And now... Ooh, great axe and a chain shirt. Interesting. Okay. So, first things first. We have a couple of things that we're going to do here. One, Tartuccio's the asshole, so I'm going to take all of his stuff. Second, let's take those, that, and she can keep those. I'm going to take that, and he can keep those. I'm going to take that. And then Valerie can keep those. All right. Let's get to it.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger, and that means I made the right choice. Just as I thought, there were worthy leaders among you. I'm especially grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Iroveti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
Interesting. So, Tartuccio confirmed villain. Tartuccio's trying to set me up. He's the one that gave me the ring.
Yes. Such a gambit would be typical of Iroveti and his henchmen. And yet, it still seems suspicious.
Yep.
There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
They both came to your aid, Lady Jamandi. But a liar's cunning knows no bounds. I've never met these two or their companions. For all I know, they're all conspiring spies.
How could you say that? We fought together. We literally went through fire together. And then you vanished into thin air. After you promised you'd wait.
My words might be rash.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy.
I like him, Mary.
Don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
Forgive me for my trespass. In my defense, we were in the middle of a battle and we're in dire need of weapons.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
That was a sound decision. Sometimes one must act at one's own risk and peril, until crossing the boundaries of what is allowed. Showing initiative is no crime.
It is insane when faced with death to stop and question whether you may be breaking some law or rule. Even more insane would be to ask forgiveness for making the right decision. Sorry, but your words display a lack of wisdom.
Really?
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here? He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
People were dying in front of me. How could I just walk by?
Really, Tartuccio? You're seriously trying to blame someone for saving people from a fire?
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However, the risk of entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me to join the expedition.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They
All
have
right.
greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the two teams would you prefer to accompany?
If my leader allows, I would join his team. He seems a worthy commander in my eyes.
Good.
Commanders, military leaders, all these laws and rules are but dust and vanity. I suppose I will accompany Tartuccio.
Ah, okay.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak. Those like Tartuccio.
Ugh,
Okay.
Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
As for me, I know neither of these two.
Oh, she has a different
And I have
portrait.
no wish to become
Okay.
an unwitting pawn to an unworthy leader. If Lady Jamandi allows, I'll remain in Restov and help mend the wounds this attack has inflicted. But who knows? The road may bring me to the stolen lands, but not yet.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
All right, we have two teams.
All
To
right.
avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the stolen lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navakta's crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Levitin's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies.
All right.
I'd like to believe you, but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent, I hope you can forgive me this precaution. While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The Royal House of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless. And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
Excellent. So we've got our team together. We have all of the prologue done here. We got all of our settings set up. And we're going to find out what we have in store next.
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, stolen lands. Heroes are on the way.
Good. Okay. So, we have a couple of things we need to take care of. First things first, we are over encumbered right now, and we need to alleviate that. So first things first, I'm going to adjust some of the items in here. See if I can clear up some space to let us travel. All right. Got it all squared away. Let's get moving. So for those of you who are familiar with the actual Kingmaker adventure path, it actually... We'll go up to the point where the quote-unquote adventure path actually starts proper. Oh, thylacines, whatever they're called. Oh, let's shoot this one. Yeah, let's shoot that one.
Attack!
Missed. Let's charge that one. That way... Oh, well, all right then. Let's go over here and attack this one. Nope. Amiri, kill this one. Nice.
Tear them apart!
And then Lindsay, do your thing. Me, do my thing. Killed it. Excellent. Let's skin that. Loot that, skin that, and let's get moving. I think I need to discard another hide pelt. And the thing about these maps here is that they will actually have a lot of ooh. We're actually in like full-on encumbered. 42 seconds. Ooh, okay.
Without a doubt.
Interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and actually set up camp and rest for a little bit. Let's see. Camp camouflage. That. Okay. Let's... I'm gonna put you over here. For now.
So here's what we got so far. Today, Amiri killed 10 kobolds, a troll, a hoe dog, and more goblins than the fingers on 2 hands can count. You know, I don't think our readers are going to believe all this.
But it's the truth. I can cut them all down easy. You just need to find them.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Let's go ahead and head on out. Excuse me. Oh, all right. Let's get moving. All right, continuing along. We're going to be going over to Oleg's trading post. This is actually where the proper adventure path begins. Not yet. Yes. Yes. So we have reached Oleg's trading post. Oh no, save yourselves, fools. Let's fix our formation real quick. I want these 3 up front, and I want us behind. There we are. There we go. Fix that formation. Make our way in. Oh, bandits! And what is that pretty wife of yours, Oleg? She should serve us dinner. Quiet down, dimwit. Oleg, we are just here for the Stag Lord's tax. Hand over the money and we'll be on our way. Who's Cressel? Interesting. Okay. This one's actually named. Let's drink some of my blood, too. I'm sick of you. You're like the locusts. You think you control everything around here just because you put up that painted rag of yours? You come here, squeeze us dry, and come... Ah, you must be guests from Restov. Lawful neutral, attack. My task is to clear this land of bandits. I'll start right now. Retreat, we're too few for a fight. Let's call for help from the camp. No way, this means we can rob a few idiots instead of just one. To arms, everyone. Fucking idiots. Pew! Teleport. Or invisible, whatever. Charge. Nice. Lindsay, shoot. Kill him. Oh, you hit like small baby. Acid. Damn it. Valerie, I need you to go over here and strike. Smilodon. Attack. Attack. Miss. Fuck. Miss. And... a 2. Okay. And shoot.
You deserved it.
They go down!
Oh, a critical hit for 4.
Strike as one.
I mean, it's not a lot of damage, but still, 4 damage is 4 damage. What happened there? Was the, that's a miss? I don't know what that was. Just suddenly died. Was it like trying to move or something? Okay. Boom. Excellent. Well, let's talk with Oleg. Let's see what's going on here. Take that, you scoundrels! Oleg shakes his fist. What now? The girl got away, a plague on her. She's certain to complain to the Stag Lord. They came before to collect taxes, but this time they'll come to punish treason. Now what are we to do? If only I could send Svetlana somewhere safe and show those rats what's what. He notices a fair-haired woman approach. Dove, why are you here? I told you to stay hidden. It's all over. I saw it. I just needed to be sure you were all right. The woman looks at her husband tenderly with a hint of sorrow. Oleg mumbles something as he looks away, embarrassed. My name is Svetlana. I'm sorry your arrival to our trading post has turned out so unwelcoming. Let's get to the point. You say the bandits are going to attack again? Who are they, and when will they arrive? Who are they? They're the Stag Lord's gang, that's who. These lands teem with bandits like bedbugs in a beggar's hut, and you just stirred them up. They have a camp not far from here. I expect they'll return in full force in half a day, maybe less. The Stag Lord won't take an insult like this lightly, and his henchmen are more like demons than men. Tell me as much as you know. How many bandits are there? What do they want? What do they want? The bloodsuckers think they own this land. They come, take what they want, and steal the better part of our money every month as a toll for their leader. They even broke our gate so we couldn't try to hide anything from them. No one knows exactly how many there are. Sometimes only 5 or 6 come. Sometimes it's a whole gang. I'd have shown them what for long ago, if not for Svetlana. Okay. You have nothing to fear. I'll help you deal with this attack. Well, I appreciate your good intentions. I may not have the best manners, but Oleg Levitin is the last name you'll hear accused of being ungrateful. If we manage to defend this post, I'll reward you proper. We have to hide Svetlana. Please don't argue, Dove. Now, we also need to decide on a plan. Go ahead and look around. There may be some tools that can be used for the battle. There are some pretty solid traps around, some tar, and a box of alchemist fire, looks like. Alchemist fire? We could put it by the gate, light it off with a burning arrow when those bandits are nearby. Boom. I'm going to look around. Well, but that could set the post on fire. Well, maybe if we covered the walls with something to protect them. All right, yes, I think it could work. I'll even shoot the arrow myself. I used to be pretty good with a crossbow back in my day. I'm going to look around, think on the best way to use... Oh, actually, you know what? Enough about the bandits for now. I'm actually going to see if I can sell these. Don't know what good trading will serve. Oh, shit. Don't know when training will serve if the bloodsuckers come back and take everything, but all right, have a look. I'm actually going to sell a bunch of this stuff because we don't actually need it right now. All right. Should be good. Boom. Moken. We could use your help fighting the band. Where's this coming from? You want an old man like me to... Here, take this potion. Consider this my help in your fight. Tell me about it. We'll talk later. Let's see. What can you tell me about the man who ran away from the post and came back? That must have been Boken. He sells potions, etc., etc. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits, but he won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. Okay. Diplomacy of 16. Oh yeah, I got this. The bandits here bother you just as much as Svetlana and Oleg, maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good.
Well, all right. I'll show those troublemakers. They'll learn better than to chase an old man around. Someone might even write up some verses about me. Maybe even heroic ones.
Lindsay gives you a worried glance and turns to Bogan. Please be careful. Go ahead and help, but leave the heroics to us. You hear? Okay. So, next up, in the next episode, we're going to get the trading post all set and ready for combat, and then defend it from the incoming bandits. But for now, I will see all of you in the next episode of Pathfinder Kingmaker.